aeroplane, I could say. That's an aeroplane. It could be Bombardier of sorts. Wow, this is fantastic. Such a wonderful display. Right there, the plane. They're showcasing a plane flying into the spaces. But this time around, the drones have made that very possible. We are at Katie Apartments, the 6th floor at the rooftop, and that's where we are witnessing what is currently being displayed. This is quite interesting, though we were told it might only last for 15 minutes. So we started at 8:30, and I think by 8 play should be done. Well, the drones right there, they are displaying. They're displaying another. That could be a hospital. That is the health sector. We can see a female interacting with a juvenile. That maybe symbolizes the health sector. When you see that plus, you already see it on ambulances, and even when you are going to hospitals. These are the themes probably that will be discussed tomorrow. This is what we shall hear from the speeches that will be taking place at the Kololo Independence Grounds. You started with the country, you have seen the NRM party symbol, that is the bus, and of course we are seeing the health sector. We await to see what else they are going to display. But for those who are watching the screens, you can see those green beeping lights. Those are the drones making patterns to ensure that they visibly draw what you're able seeing into the spaces. Now, well, that's the map of Uganda still. Here you must have been good at photographic interpretation to understand what exactly they are displaying. But I can see the map of Uganda, and I can see individuals. I can see individuals looking up at it. To you who is watching UBC, this is the first of its kind, and this is the display they have been telling us to wait for on this specific day. And here we are trying to be a part of the history that has been made on this specific day of May 2026. Well, the drones are still forming up. Another display right there. That is the NRM party logo, the National Resistance Movement logo. Before it was NRA, now the National Resistance Movement. That is the party's logo. This is some good technology. This is some good aspect that we are witnessing today. We shall be also having updates regarding this specific activity that is happening in all our bulletins, and even tomorrow it's something we shall be deliberating on all our 11 radio stations and the 4 TV stations that make up the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. The drones are still making formation. To give you another image, that is President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and from the background I can hear the noise from the citizens. That is Sevo right there in the spaces. Technology is making this happen. We have been talking about technology, and right there with his hat, the Chikofida, the person you're seeing there was declared winner in the recent general elections with over 7 million votes, representing 71.6% of the voters who went to exercise their right to vote. That is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And by the way, that is his official portrait that is being displayed there. The drones are making formation again, and then we witness what else they are going to show us. It's interesting. It's indeed interesting. thank you for trusting us. Thank you for trusting us. And indeed, from 8:30 to 8:40, that's what we have been able to see. Some of the drones are now going back to their, I call them airfields. Maybe something else is still to come, but here we are. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for watching Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you for being patriotic, and thanks for loving your country. What you hear in my background is a drone returning back to its airfield. It could be, let's wait and see if there is some first of its kind happening. Maybe for those who are following us on our social media platforms, you could comment from which side have you been watching this from. While other drones are being dispatched into the space, probably we are still watching many other stuff. Welcome to Kololo. That is where the main event is going to take place on the 12th of May 2026. This is communication in its way. What has been communicated is so much that we are familiar with in this country. The health sector, the airfield, that is the air transport, then the map of Uganda, and some messages including the theme, the NRM logo, the NRM party bus, and of course the theme protecting the gains, and as well reminding you that tomorrow on the 12th May 2026 at 7 a.m. that's what will be taking place at the Kololo Independence Grounds. Now for that event tomorrow, there are quite a number of presidents who have already arrived in the country. We witnessed the arrival of Hassan Mohamud, the president of Somalia. We witnessed the arrival of Felix Tshisekedi, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then Aski Selassie, His Excellency, president of Ethiopia. Salva Kiir, the president of South Sudan. Ibrahim Gali, the president of Sahrawi, and the Prime Minister of Equatorial Guinea and the Prime Minister of Rwanda. Both will be representing the presidents of those specific nations. Kenya has been represented by the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. But as well, tomorrow we have learnt that the President of the Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, will be jetting in tomorrow on the D-Day. What you are seeing now is the display of what we have all been waiting for, some sorts of technology being displayed here. Some drones are still in the space. Maybe there is something else they are going to display. Of course, that's fireworks. Congratulatory messages and views there. Maybe we have come to the end of the showcasing, but this is the first of its kind as we head for the presidential swearing-in ceremony, where officially the president will be given the responsibility and the mantle to take on this country for the next 5 years. Fireworks being displayed there. Well, it's exactly 15 minutes. Wait for another display right there.